Go back to doing what you were doing before the pandemic. That's something we've been waiting to hear for more than a year now. Of course, flattening the curve and peaking on vaccinations will be the key. In the U.S., the Centers for Disease Control is giving Americans who are vaccinated the go-ahead to return to a more normal life. Let's start with a look at how Canada compares to the U.S. on vaccinations right now. Our CBC News vaccine tracker shows more than 42% of eligible Canadians now have at least one dose, nearly 3% fully vaccinated. Now that compares to more than 35% fully vaccinated in the U.S. Let's bring in our senior Washington correspondent, Lindsay Duncombe. Lindsay, thanks as always for joining us. The CDC is out with these new mask rules for Americans who've had both shots, but they're complicated. Walk us through the new rules.
Well, it means that Americans who not only have had both shots, but then have done the 2-week waiting period are now able to take off their masks, whether they're inside or out, whether they are in a small group or a large group. It can be a mask-free life, kind of, because there are still many mask mandates in certain states. Businesses have the right to say whether or not people need to have a mask on when they go into the business. And there are places where you will need to wear masks as well, which includes any healthcare setting as well as public transportation, on airplanes. So it's not a mask-free life, but it certainly is a step in that direction. And it was really interesting to see how the White House framed this, John. This was very much a surprise victory moment for President Joe Biden. Here's what he said yesterday.
It's a great milestone, a great day. It's been made possible by the extraordinary success we've had in vaccinating so many Americans so quickly. So it's a good day for the country. We aren't done yet.
Now, the reason for delivering this guidance is there had been some pushback from the old rules from the CDC. When so many people were vaccinated, the idea that everyone was wearing masks, especially outside, was really frustrating. At the same time, the vaccination rates in the United States have seen a drop-off in the past couple of weeks, John. So the idea is if you throw out this incentive of normalcy, then people may be more inclined to go get the vaccine.
Okay, not all taking it like they should, though, an incentive involved there, and the rules not entirely throw away the mask. So let's talk about how Americans are reacting to all of this, Lindsay.
You know, it's a real combination of emotion, some sense of celebration, some sense of trepidation and fear. Here's some of the things people were saying in California yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think more people are getting vaccinated. I'm just not sure how they're going to enforce it, really.
The idea that, someone who is vaccinated would be around people who are unvaccinated, I still think it might be a little too early.
I think we should wear masks at least for probably like another year or two, just to keep everybody safe. But then after that, if everybody's, up to par, then, we move forward.
I think it's great. I think it's overdue. But I do still intend that if there are businesses that want me to wear a mask indoors, I don't have any problem with that, even though I'm vaccinated.
So there are other elements of confusion here, like what to do about children, because children, not all of them will be vaccinated. The Pfizer vaccine just became available for teenagers. What does that mean for masking rules and social distancing rules inside schools? Businesses were reportedly caught off guard by this. They're trying to revise their rules based on the CDC guidance. And you can't talk about masks in the United States without recognizing how polarizing this discussion has been throughout the pandemic. Masks were part of people's identity. If you were liberal and democratic, you masked up. If you were more of a libertarian or perhaps a Trump supporter, you were less inclined sometimes to wear a mask. So this transition to some masks in certain places will be an adjustment.
And we'll be watching. Thanks for this, Lindsay. Lindsay Duncombe, our senior Washington editor.